Today's sponsor is Advancement Courses. Stay tuned at the end of the show for a special coupon for 20% off any of their grad level professional development courses. The Facebook Scandal, What We Can Learn as Educators, episode 327. The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today. The Facebook scandal with Cambridge Analytica and more. What can we, as K-12 teachers, learn about it? Today, Britt Whitewood is going to tackle this topic. So first of all, Britt, how would you explain in simple terms what happened on Facebook and why so many people are wanting to hashtag delete Facebook?
Let me first say I am not a Facebook expert or a privacy expert. I'm a college teacher, but I had been using Facebook in my classes for about the last 6 years. And I got concerned when the privacy scandal kind of broke last March. In a nutshell, Cambridge Analytica was a corporation that used Facebook data, and it had kind of permission to look at about 250,000 accounts. But because of the way Facebook sets itself up, whenever you give permission to Facebook, you're also basically giving permission for Facebook to look at your friends. And Cambridge Analytica was able to take that 250,000 accounts that it had permission to look at from Facebook and mine 50 million accounts to look at trends in how people thought about politics, and then potentially use that to move the 2016 election in different ways. Obviously, those 50 million people did not know their data was being used.
Yeah.
So it became a real public relations nightmare for Facebook, but it also raised troubling questions about, what do we know about our data?
Yeah. So, Britt, did you delete your Facebook or not?
Great question, and the quick answer is yes and no. I deleted using Facebook in teaching, but I still have a Facebook account, and I think the reason is it's the same reason a lot of people looked at Facebook. We got so used to using it to connect with family and friends, there wasn't a good alternative.
Yeah. What are you using instead of Facebook for your classes?
In my classes, I'm using strictly a Blackboard LMS, and I'm using Twitter, which I felt like was a less onerous use of social media for classroom conversations. People kind of understood that anything you tweet is out there. When I set up the Facebook closed group, I was under the assumption that people could use Facebook for communications in our class and nobody outside the group could see it. But just by requiring my students to have a Facebook account to do that, I was potentially setting them up to have their data mined, and that bothered me.
I think you've got a pretty cool acronym that you want to share that we need to consider when we think about using Facebook today. What is that?
Well, the acronym is PROVE, and you got to prove to me that it's worth using Facebook or any social media for that matter. And by PROVE, P-R-O-V-E, what I'm saying is that P is for privacy. We've got to do a better job as educators in understanding our own privacy, but helping our students understand how to set up their privacy. And there's some good websites out there. I'll share some links at the end here with you on setting up your privacy. R is for respect, that there are multiple viewpoints online. And in this age of very partisan bickering online, we need to do better jobs of respect. O is observe. And by that, I mean that anytime you see something on the web, you need to think about it before you jump in. I like to think about the fact that good citizens pause before they like, comment, or share. And they kind of ask, what does this say about me? And then V is for validate. Before you share something, you should make sure that it's valid. And finally, E is for engage, because I do not think that banning and deleting Facebook or staying off of social media is the answer. We just need to do a better job of educating ourselves as teachers and educating our students on being good digital citizens.
And I think that it's important for us educators to remember that nothing is free. I mean, basically, The commodity is we have agreed to allow ourselves to be surveilled. That's what we said. You can watch me, you can stalk me, you can see all of my purchasing habits and what I'm doing. And in return, I will use your service for free. But at what cost? Do you think people are just now starting to understand that their privacy is worth something?
Well, I think they are starting to understand it better. And this is one of those evolving things. It's been interesting to watch in the last month how Facebook has basically started a public relations campaign to say, hey, come back. You joined me for a valid reason, and that was to connect with people. All true, but at the same time, those connections, or they allow Facebook to advertise and share their accounts with other advertisers. So I think you raise a great point. It's not a free world out there, and we got to do a better job of educating ourselves on what we're willing to give up to have these connections.
Well, the other thing is, if you look at algorithms are dividing us. I talked to this was about YouTube, but I talked to a teacher who taught kids who came out of Syria, and he was in Jordan, and he said, Vicki, how do I get them out of the war zone? Because what happens, they come in, they log in to their Google accounts, they're on YouTube, and they're getting more and more extreme things. I have 7-year-olds who are being shown videos of beheadings on YouTube because it wants to engage them and show them more and more extreme things. And really, Facebook is giving us more of what we like, and that has always been a big issue that I have, because there is no dislike button. We can't say, you know what, person, you are crazy. You have just posted something really ridiculous. It's only a like button, and it makes everybody think that their ideas are great, and then it gives them more of those ideas. So there may only be 3 people in the world who agree with them, but somehow they're going to feel like it's a majority, you know?
You're right. And I think you and I have both been in social media now for a decade. And at the early days, it was a community. We kind of all enjoyed talking with one another. I think what's changed in the past couple of years is, one, the community has gotten much larger, but 2, artificial intelligence has begun joining the conversation in ways we never expected. That's part of the validate piece of my PROVE acronym, was that make sure you're talking to a person first instead of some Russian robot that's out there.
Britt, as we finish up, do you just have an encouragement or a word to educators as we all make up our minds and shape the conversation around what social media should become?
Well, I saw a term earlier today on the web that I really like, and that's our connectiveness intelligence. I think we need to think about the fact that social media is going to be with us for the future in ways we really may not comprehend right now. But the important thing is for us to stay connected, stay talking to each other, and work together to educate our students. This is something that should start in elementary school, looking at your basic ideas of digital literacy, and then move into middle school and into high school and into college and beyond, so that we continually retool ourselves as to what's going on with the web and stay vigilant. This is going to continue to evolve, and we need to evolve with it.
This is an important topic, and maybe one you want to listen, you want to talk to about. But terms like filter bubble and privacy and realizing what it means to be surveilled by these social media companies and the ads they send us, and also the not so positive side of things. So there's a lot of conversations that we can have around this topic. And Britt, I appreciate you coming in and reflecting what a professor thinks of this sort of thing and what your teachers that you're teaching think, because this definitely is something that's going to shape the future of education, just because so many of us educators connect on Facebook as well as other social media as well. So educators, let us know what you think. Tweet us. Both of our handles will be in the show notes, and let us know what you think about Facebook and if you're deleting Facebook or Twitter or not. Thanks. Need some great professional development? Today's sponsor, Advancement Courses, has more than 200 graduate-level online professional development courses for K-12 teachers. You can take these courses for continuing education, salary advancement, or recertification. And these courses have us teachers developing tangible resources to use in our classrooms immediately. Go now to advancementcourses.com/coolcat and use the code COOL20 at checkout to get 20% off any course. With this coupon, a 3 grad credit course is only $359. So Go to advancementcourses.com/coolcat to learn more and use the coupon code COOL20. Never stop learning. Thank you for listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. You can download the show notes and see the archive at coolcatteacher.com/podcast. Never stop learning.